There we go. We've got people coming in now.
Hello, welcome.
Hey there. I see a lot of partners popping in there as well. Welcome, guys. And welcome to all the new people as well, if this is your first webinar with us.
I'm counting
So we'll,
fireflies.ai note takers here. Well,
yeah, yeah, we got a fair few in there. So we'll just give people a few seconds to filter in here. But thank you everyone for taking the time to sit down with us today. My name's Stefan Tomako. I'm the Director of Partner Success over here at CyberQP. And on the call with me today, we have Jim Jessup, who is co-founder and COO of CyberQP, and our lead sales engineer, Mark Poirier, as well.
nice to see everybody.
You probably noticed that there is a chat function available in the webinar today. So as you guys have questions, comments, anything you'd like to say to us, please feel free to use the chat function. We will be monitoring that throughout the presentation today, and we definitely want to make sure that we're answering all those questions. There will be some time to ask questions at the end of the presentation, but as you think of them, pop them in the chat. We'll be happy to chat with you too. Okay. So we're a few minutes in, so we'll get started here. As I said, thanks guys for taking the time. What we're here to do today is to tell you about our new product launch for our Panthera platform, which is an AI native platform and zero knowledge PAM tool that we've been developing on the quiet for about a year now. And so we're really excited to share this with you and share some of the value we think it's going to provide to you as our partners and as potential new partners as well. So what we'll cover today is a little bit about why we built the platform the way that we built it, what that looks like for you as partners and consumers, some of the efficiencies, gains, insights, and automations that that'll provide to you that'll make your lives a little bit easier. We'll also talk to you about why we built our AI platform the way we did, and why we think that's the best approach to take with AI in cybersecurity today. Mark's then going to run us through a live demo of the system today, and we'll be able to show you some of those items that we were talking about through the presentation. So if you have any questions, again, like I said, pop them in the chat as we're going. We'll try and answer them for you. And then at the end there, we'll tell you how you can find out more, or if you're a current partner, talk about how you can start moving yourself over to Panthera as well. So to kick us off, over the last 7 years when we've been working with our partners, we've highlighted a lot of feature requests, a lot of issues, a lot of pain points that our partners work with when they're on their PAM journey. But fundamentally, what it really came down to is that PAM isn't something that's currently covered by one product. It's an eight phase process that all you guys have to go through. And currently, a lot of our partners are meeting those requirements with up to 5 or 6 different tools. They're still having to do a lot of manual work to reconcile data across platforms, figure out what their identities are doing, get together all those insurance and compliance audits. And it's a hugely time consuming and complicated process for everybody involved. And so, that takes upskill time for the team to learn a bunch of different new tools. It takes a lot of understanding of the minutia to know what data lives where, and therefore what manual work needs to be done to get a whole picture of your entire PAM process throughout your environments. And what we found is that a lot of people ended up stalling out as a result of this, as a result of tool sprawl, as a result of manual work, people living out of spreadsheets and trying to pull reports from disparate sources to get an overall idea of what was going on the PAM side in their environments. So we decided to try and fix this for all of our partners and really take a holistic look at how we might be able to address the full PAM process for all of our partners.
Awesome. Thanks, Stefan. So wanted to also mention that, as Stefan mentioned, with the rebuilding the platform, the goal was to capture all the different phases of the PAM journey into a single solution and a single platform. And even within our current platform that we have, We had a couple of different products that were solving, a piece of the puzzle there. But we definitely recognized that it was missing a few pieces of the puzzle. We'll definitely cover most of that, but the intent of that was to make it so that you guys didn't have to use a number of different vendors to get the complete solution all the way from discovering your identities to implementing just-in-time access, pass rotation, all the way to endpoint privilege management and everything in between. And also the objective was is to make it in order for us to make this AI native and make sure that the tools that we had would work seamlessly with the AI system, we didn't want to simply create an MCP server with our legacy product and just give a piecemeal solution or a chatbot for that. We wanted to make sure that all the tools were using the latest tech stack that were available to make sure that they were all tightly integrated with the new solution. So the payoff of that is that we're able to offer you more complete solution that has everything in it without missing out key pieces and taking all the feedback that we've received over the last number of years to ensure that we've included that with our new solution. I'll hand it back off to Stefan here.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim. So with that philosophy in mind, what we wanted to do is really address all 8 stages of the PAM maturity model. So to get everyone from the very start to the very end of that model across all of their environments. And what that means is what we've built Panthera to do is to discover and assess every identity on every connector connected to our environment. So it doesn't matter where the source is. It doesn't matter if it's a human, non-human identity, a standard user, a privileged user. We will be able to continuously and instantly grab all of those identities and find them through those connectors. So no need for any imports or anything like that. We then have a brand new feature, which is our zero knowledge vault. And it's a true zero knowledge vault in that we can't even see the credentials in there. You guys will be the only guys who hold the keys to that. Unlike with some of our other hosting tools for passwords, kind of like Hoodoo or IT Glue, where that's shared across API, it is true zero knowledge. And we can pull every credential that we have into that vault and make sure it's the most secure identity that you manage. Once inside the vault, we'll be able to remediate all of the security and privilege for those identities. Remove from privileged groups, disable accounts, make sure that only the right person has the right access to the right systems at the right time for all of those identities. And we can take that directly against any source that we're connected to across all the platforms that integrate into Panthera. Now, of course, one of the things that we currently do today, which is why a lot of you guys are with us, are automatic password rotations. And we've really taken this to the next level in Panthera. We're able to use AI-generated workflows to granularly run password policies or rotation policies against every environment, every machine, every user. So we can get super granular as to what source, what device, what user group, what security group, however you'd like to do that. And we can run those with a lot more flexibility than we can today and make sure that all of those rotation schedules are bespoke for every partner. Well, you can still do global policies and what have you, but we've really increased the granularity and the functionality of that feature. Now, across all of our platform, we are meeting the MFA and secure access requirements. You'll see during the demo today that we have OTP MFA challenges jumping into the vault. OTP still for our JIT account logins, passwordless MFA, and of course, secure access into the environment itself and through our updated mobile applications as well with biometrics. So really meeting those access requirements for MFA and secure access. We have also enhanced our JIT account and zero standing privilege accounts with the ability to create and maintain break glass accounts, but also with some really cool new additions to our JIT features, including authorization layers for managers and the ability to use some new account types such as shared admin accounts, which I'm sure you've seen similar vendors, maybe from Evo or CyberFox, where they allow that shared JIT account. Unfortunately, the Microsoft syslogs aren't recording the access for those. However, with a JIT account from CyberQP, we will be able to provide a full audit log for those shared accounts as well if you're looking to stop account sprawl on any of those environments. Obviously, we still run our flagship JIT accounts, which are, obviously the best practice for JIT security across the space right now. Another really cool feature that we've added as part of our AI workbench is our ability to audit and alert our partners. So again, using our AI terminal, you'll be able to prompt our platform to give you all of that reporting information you need across all of your connectors so that you have information at your fingertips and you don't have to go digging through your sources to find it. Mark will show some of that to you in the demo today. We'll be looking at, finding stale accounts or, finding a workflow to make sure that we're staying compliant on rotating passwords. All of that can be done directly from our prompt terminal there, which we'll introduce to you in just a sec. And we've also enhanced how we can do endpoint privilege management. So obviously we can set up those rules and policies to make sure that our end users only have access to the right applications at the right time on the right devices. And we've also added a further layer of security there by giving you guys the ability to have an app blocker as well, layered over the top of that for known threats to the environment or for anything that you would like to stop people accessing at any time. So we've covered all 8 stages of that PAM maturity model in a single platform. Now, I know that probably a lot of you who are current partners today are probably asking, well, what does that mean and how different is that from what I'm actually using today? And I can tell you how that works right now. So um, all of our account discovery is now instant, and it happens, as soon as you connect it to our environment. So no need for imports. We're just going to see every human, non-human, privileged or non-privileged identity as soon as you have those connectors set up. The addition of the zero knowledge vault is a huge upgrade for us. We have a vault today, and we'll have the integrations into IT Glue and Hoodoo. However, if you really want to get secure with your identities, you can now add them to a zero knowledge vault where not even we can see the credentials. So truly secure identities there. We've added that AI automation layer. So our prompt terminal, which is like an agentic workbench, is going to allow you to run executable commands against your sources, as well as setting up automated workflows so that you guys have more time in your day to focus on revenue generation. We've updated JIT and Elevation, so we now have those custom JIT accounts, approval layers, PSA integrations, automated risk scoring for elevation processes, and app blocking on all endpoints with the ability to link all of that to your PSA. We integrate into a few more things. We've always been good at the Windows side of things, but we've added Google Workspace. And coming soon, you're going to see some Mac OS, Linux, Okta, and we have some work with Duo coming as well. In terms of deployment, things are much easier. No more managing scripts. We can deploy directly out of your RMM. And if you currently aren't on one of the RMMs that we support, we also support Intune deployments to make that a little bit easier for you too. As I mentioned, we've made the collection of evidence for all of your reporting needs at your fingertips and promptable through our terminal. So removed a lot of that guesswork, a lot of that digging you're going to have to do across the sources. And it's going to make your lives a little bit easier to collect all of that information. In terms of what the platform and billing will look like in the future, it's really simple. It's a single platform and it's usage based. So you pay for what you use, and the AI layers in there are going to be included in your subscription at no extra cost. So if you're a current partner, please do reach out to us, and we'll talk to you about how all that's going to work for you. Now, you've heard me talk a lot today about our prompt terminal and that AI automation. So I just wanted to touch on that quickly before we jump into a demo with Mark about what that actually means. So our prompt terminal allows your technicians to come into our environment and type in either run mode or plan mode requests. And run mode is an execution layer. This allows your technician to take an action against a source directly from the terminal without having to jump across any of your sources or any of your platforms. So for example, you can see the example we have up on the screen there where we're suspending a Google admin account rotating her password, and creating a PSA ticket summary to show that I've done that work. So again, we've done all that work that would have taken me some time in Google, and it's also updated the PSA as I've gone, so I didn't have to create a ticket for that either. So huge efficiency and time savers there. In terms of our plan mode, this is kind of like a workflow builder that allows you to automate some of your manual tasks and really address some of that extra workload that you guys have for completing your PAM journey. Just in the example here, you can see that, every third Sunday, I'm going to rotate all my admins in Entra, check that their MFA is enabled, and then send me a PDF via email, just confirming that all of that is done. So again, we can start running all of those workflows for you, automating those manual processes, still having all that reporting evidence at your fingertips, and really enabling you guys to complete that PAM journey quickly, easily, and painlessly. And just to finish up on that evidence collection, as I mentioned, you can see some examples of what we're able to do to pull out of the prompt terminal today, where we can see stale accounts broken down by source. We can find tables of data on all of our users and really give you all that evidence your customers, your auditors, your compliance officers are going to be looking for in order to make their lives easier as well. So with all of that said, I'm going to hand over to Jim here to talk to you a little bit about how we built our AI.
Yeah, thanks, Stefan. So obviously, AI means many things to many people. The main approach that we wanted to take here within our side, because we're dealing with such sensitive operations in cybersecurity, privileged accounts, identity management, etc. One of the things that we recognized was that with a lot of frontier AI that is out there, with a lot of the risks that are also associated with it, that we didn't feel comfortable in integrating our product directly with frontier AI for a lot of the reasons that I just mentioned. And so what we did is we ended up creating our own open weight model and fine-tuned it and created our own custom harness and guardrails to make sure that not only was it scoped to just privilege access management and identity governance slash identity management, so that we didn't have to make it so that it supported everything from writing poems to doing identity management and PAM, that it's purely focused on the context of the tools that we have and the connectors that we have included in it. So that allowed us to take an open weight model, add the necessary guardrails and harness into that to have the right safeguards and make it so that the cost was manageable, right? Because one of the main issues with frontier AI that most people know is that because it has billions of parameters, the cost for using it can be substantially high, especially if you're using long-running tasks or workflows, etc. So that's the primary reason why we took this approach. And then obviously we built all our new tools to integrate directly into it, as well as all the connectors that we have that's shown in the diagram there. So we're able to have the adequate man in the middle, or person in the middle to be able to approve any of the privileged actions that are taken and to make sure that we're fully context aware with the system that we have. And that's ultimately why we're able to deliver this solution while maintaining an existing traditional usage-based SaaS model versus charging extra for tokens, etc., or having a meter running that will make it substantially more expensive. So last but not least, making sure that our LLM was directly integrated with our zero knowledge vault. So that makes sure that the LLM has directly no access to any of the credentials in our vault, and you as the customer holds the keys to that, and the AI never has the ability to access that at any point. So with that, I'll pass it back to Stefan.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Jim. So the good news is that that's most of the death by PowerPoint over. What we're going to do now is get to what you already want to see, which is a quick run through of the product here with Mark. So we're going to do a quick demo here, run you through those 8 phases of your PAM journey. As you have questions, please pop them up in the chat, and we'll answer as quickly as we can. And if we can show you, we'll show you.
Right. So this is the new site, and we're going to start. You'll notice that we now have a dashboard right in the beginning instead of just dropping into the customer's view. Now with that dashboard, this is basically where you can go to your discovery section. So the discovery report over here, you can get to it in two places. So if we go to the discovery report, this basically, as mentioned earlier, this is continuous and instant. So as you add connectors, it immediately finds all of the identities on them. There's no waiting, every 3 hours for it to find it anymore. It's as identities get created or as the connector's linked, we basically find everything, live. So that's one of the really nice things about it. And you can see it all right here in the dashboard. Now, with all of those identities, when you pull them in, you'll see this is part of the vault here. So you can search specific tenants here. And then these are basically the different types of identities we can find. So privileged, human, non-human identities, standard identities that are, human or non-human as well. And basically sucks them all into our system right here. Now, from here, we can either add them directly into our vault or remediate as well. So for example, if I hop into the vault, one of the things you'll notice is the vault does require a passkey. That's the key that you guys have that we don't. So when we're in here, we can see some of the identities that I've already pulled in. And if we use my example identity here, you can, batch remove privilege if you want to. You can rotate passwords from here, enable, disable, reset MFA. You can even revoke sessions. You've got a ton of power that you can do right from here. You can also target a specific user. So if I go into Bryson right here, and I want to take the action of removing from a security group, I can select, I can either remove all of them from here. I can select, specific groups I want them removed from. And if obviously if they get pulled from, privilege, they would get dropped into the standard identity section. All right. So yeah, allows you to do all that. One other thing to note as well, you can also from here share passwords as well. So beyond just rotating and resetting those passwords, you can also share that out. So if you needed to temporarily give that to somebody, you could do that through here too. Then once we go through here, the next step is we're going to go down to the workflows that he was talking about. So I'm going to show you one of a nice long one here. So this is just an example workflow where basically we're telling it to on basically whenever Entra user gets updated is the trigger for this. It's going to automatically rotate the password, create a shared mailbox, remove it from the security groups that we don't want it in, reset MFA, create a ticket, notify the technicians when this occurred, and then when that user is disabled. So you can build some really complex workflows in here. So like you could also build it so when a new, say, domain admin user gets found, immediately strip it of privilege, send you an email, things like that. And I'll go through how to actually create these in a couple of minutes here. So we did talk about MFA and passkeys. So you notice that when I went into the vault, that was where one of the passkeys gets leveraged. When we go into just in time, same thing as we had before. So we still have MFA when you're using passwordless sign-in to log into local machines. And we can also through this do OTP as well for accessing Azure. On top of that, we do have SSO and MFA login to the site itself. Now, with the new policies, there's a ton of exciting stuff in here. So if I go to create a new policy, we'll just call it test. Right off the bat, one of the things you'll notice is we've added the ability to add secondary approval. So if you wanted to create, say, an account that, say, your tier ones, you don't want to give global admin all the time. Well, now you can create that policy and assign, specific, say, managers to approve that when they want to go into something. Then you'll have the ability to, target, either all of your organization's specific ones. You can also target security groups that you've created on our side. And on top of that, you can really scope this down to either, all devices, or you can select a specific device as well. So you can get super, super granular with what these policies apply to. Let me switch that back. Then on top of that, you'll notice we've added Google in here as well. But just for this, we're going to do Entra, and then right in here, it makes it nice and easy. I can just type global. Do that. And then we go into here. Now, one of the big asks we got was naming conventions. Well, now you can create whatever naming convention you want, and I'll preview down here what this is. So for example, if I don't want the date, you can do that. Or maybe I just want, like org in here. It'll show you what this is. Now, on top of that, we've got our traditional standard just-in-time accounts. We also have burner accounts, and then we have those new shared JIT accounts. So this is very similar to how like Evo and CyberFox handle their JIT accounts. However, our shared JIT accounts have a built-in audit trail of every technician who accesses the account. So you actually have an audit trail of those shared accounts while cutting down on some of that account sprawl if you want to. Now, on top of that, you can designate if these accounts are allowed to extend the time on it. So our old way, you could always extend those timers, but now you can set how that extension is happening. And then same thing, you can also set it to create a PSA ticket with whatever you have configured so that you can easily document time while that account is active. Now, next up, we're going to go over to that prompt terminal. Now, as you were saying before, there's two different modes that we can do in here. We've got run and plan. So I'm going to start by showing you just basically how the run mode works. So let's make a report here. It's real simple. Literally just tell it what you want it to do. So this is just native language, exactly what you're looking for. Natural language, I should say. So it goes, hey, what are we doing? I found all those accounts, make a nice pretty graph and charts for you, shows all the users. And on top of that, right from here, you can generate a PDF and send that to your compliance officer or whoever needs it with all of the information they could use. Now, the other method for here is the plan mode. So if we go into here and say, let's select a specific tenant, if you want to target that as well. So if I want to, rotate all the remaining admin passwords at 2 p.m. Let's do second Sunday. So it's the same thing. It's going to try and figure out what I was talking about. Now, it wants me to select which DC in this case. I'm going to have it rotate. So we're going to do that one. Click submit. And there we go. So there's the workflow I just created. Now, it's not enabled by default. You can enable it right here. You can also edit these workflows. So for example, if I wanted to choose a different role, I could just, select that right here and choose something else instead. So it makes it really easy to edit these workflows after the fact as well. Now, next up, we're going to hop over to Elevation. So in here, very similar to what we have right now. So you'll be able to see, so if I go into add rule, same sort of fields as you're used to. One of the big updates though is we now also have a block list. So you can create it basically the same exact way as you're making those elevation rules. By default, everything, it's allow all, but if you want to block a specific piece of software, let's say Steam, you don't want any of your end users installing Steam on their work computers, you can add that to the block list right here. Next up, device management. So from here, we've added some additional stuff that you can do with devices. One of the big ones is just kind of like what we've been showing is the ability to remove privilege. So if I went here, you can sort by organization as well. And I want to do an action, I could easily remove local admin rights from all of these machines right from here. So if you're ready for a site and you didn't want to do it by identity, you can also do it at the device level as well. Another big thing to note when it comes to deployment, as he was mentioning before, that installation can be done directly through RMM or Intune, so you don't have to build those scripts out or anything like that. You can just push it directly through those. And that's pretty much everything. That's V1. There's a lot more to come, but I'm going to hand it back over.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks very much, Mark. So I see some questions coming in there. That's awesome. James just shot you an email there. Just have a look at your inbox there. We'll schedule some time to get you in for a demo and start talking about what that migration looks like for you.
Yeah,
I know, Lorne.
or sorry, Stefan, just to step in, I was answering a few questions there that a few common questions that people had. So just wanted to address it here so that if anybody else has it. For any of those who are using IT Glue or Hoodoo and are wondering, are we not doing that integration in relation, relative to our own vault? So we are going to be adding in new connectors for IT Glue and Hoodoo. The main difference for those is they're going to be available after we do our initial launch. But what we're going to be doing is we use a Azure Cloud function to ensure that we can maintain the zero knowledge on our side when we're doing rotations for things like Entra or Google Workspace. And we're going to be also utilizing that for the integrations for both Hoodoo or IT Glue. So at least from our side, it's still zero knowledge. However, if you are on IT Glue or Hoodoo, those are typically not zero knowledge, but they'll be outside of our perimeter. So we will still allow you to do that if you'd like to do that. It'll just be available post-launch.
It's a good call out there, Jim. So what does that mean for you today if you're currently using our products and what does that switch look like? Well, the good news is that we work with pretty much everything that we work with today. PSA integrations into ConnectWise, Datto, AutoTask. We'll be adding some more in there as time goes on. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be able to push directly from your RMMs. We have Datto and Ninja built today. We have Intune ready to go as well, and we'll be adding more RMMs as we go on post-launch here as well. And one of the big things there, obviously, is ease of deployment there for you guys, and for any of you guys who are with us, we'll make sure that it's a lot easier for you to get set up here on Panthera. In terms of any identity providers, obviously the Microsoft suite we know and love, but we're also in Google Workspace now. So for any of you guys who do have that subset of customers who are using Google, your EDU clients and so on, we're now able to connect to those as well. In terms of endpoint support, we do Windows, Mac OS, and we will have some new and exciting things coming as well. One of the things we're currently scoping and working on for future releases is getting into Okta Duo, and of course, as Jim mentioned, there are IT Glue and Hoodoo connectors as well. So, what does it mean to move? It's going to be as easy as we can make it for you. We'll white glove the whole process for you, and we'll work with you to get it done. So you'll be on a call with myself or one of my team and Mark. We're going to white glove you through the whole process, make sure that there's no disruption to your business, and we get you ported over on everything as we go. We're going to be running 30-day POCs for all of our partners who are looking to switch so that we can prove that everything works in your environment and we can set everything up so there aren't any disruptions or there are minimal disruptions for anyone on your team or any of your end users there. So please do reach out to us and schedule a time for the initial demo, for that initial POC there. And we'll start working with you guys to make sure you get switched over, should you want to, at any time. Final thing I'll call out there is there are a couple of features we haven't talked about today, including self-serve and identity verification. Again, we're working on our fast follow-up there to get those features out into the platform as well. So if you are heavily leveraging those features today, don't worry. We're going to be adding them into the platform, and as soon as they're ready, we'll schedule a time to get you guys moved across as well. So what I'd say is, for any of you guys who are current partners, please reach out to myself or the members of my team, your account managers, to talk about that proof of concept. And we'll start migrating you guys over at your own pace. For all of those people on the call who are new to us, please do head over to our website at cyberqp.ai.com. Join the Panthera waitlist, jump on your free trial there available on the website. We'll get you scheduled in to talk with our account executives today or as soon as you guys are ready to do that. We do also have a follow-on webinar series where we're going to be digging into all the 8 stages of PAM coming up starting on the 10th of September there. So we'd love to see you there. And again, you can hop onto our website there and sign up for those webinars as well. Final thing I'll say to all of you partners who might be excited to jump onto Panthera today, please reach out to my team and let us know what kind of automations you'd like to see our AI performing for you. There's obviously a lot of stuff for us to learn about what you guys do in your business, and we want to make sure that we're training and building our AI to meet the needs of what you guys see on the front lines today. So any insight into workflows you'd like to see, executables that are high priority for you, we can give that over to our development team, make sure that we keep improving our AI to make sure it's the best value for you guys on the front lines. And with all that said, we'll wrap it up here with a Q&A, and would love to get any of you guys' feedback or questions and chat to you a little bit about our Panthera module here.
Yeah, I'm just also feverishly trying to answer the questions that are coming in on the side here, so bear with me as I do that. Let's see.
As I mentioned, James, yeah, shot that email across to you there. So you should be able to grab some time with Rich, and we can get going. Yeah, Carson. Yeah, absolutely. You can grab my email there. I'll make sure you get set up with the demo there and connected to the appropriate people. We can get that going for you here. I'll pop my email in the response here.
Stefan, maybe you might want to answer this one. Timothy had a question. Will the customer co-sell experience be any different? Can we still scope technicians and customers?
Uh, sorry, what's that one?
It's in the
And
QA section.
there's a separate Q&A option on Zoom
Oh.
versus the chat. That's there. And
Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, it's in the voice. Oh, there we go. That's why I've been seeing these. Okay, perfect. There we go. And sorry, what was the question again?
will the customer co-sell experience be any different? Can we still scope technicians and customers? So
Oh,
yeah, more on
yeah.
the selling portion of it.
Yeah, good shout out there. So the pricing is going to be a little bit different, but still fairly easy to understand. The way that it's going to work is that you can add as many users or devices to the platform you want without being charged. The way you will be billed is where you have active technicians using those PAM features, running reports, running their JIT accounts. Those would be a paid technician license. And anytime we're taking any PAM actions against those devices, be it through direct remediation or our JIT account access or through running elevation on the endpoint, that would come up as a paid device license. So as your partners reaching out looking for feature sets, we can definitely work with you there to get bundles out to those sites as well.
Here.
Information on how the UC elevation requests management and how that works. So if you're using our endpoint elevation module today, it works very similarly. Anytime somebody takes an action that would require admin access, instead of getting the Windows UAC prompt, they'd be prompted by our platform to either tell them that they don't have access or that they can request access. We can also obviously build policies to allow the right people to use the right applications at the right time there to stop them from doing that. We can also generate rules directly from those requests and obviously do our risk scoring of all those requests as they come in via that UAC. Oh, final thing I'll add there, we can also edit the UAC stringent level for those requests as well. So we can make it moderate, high, or low for specific devices.
Yeah, there was a question also around can we expand on the topic of passkeys versus rotating passwords and how can we help with this? So, a few different things to unpack is as we obviously have our own vault, and you might have noticed that in order to sign in and unlock the vault, we were using a passkey to do that. And then we also have the ability within our own platform to do things like rotating credentials. So with the vault, we will ultimately allow the storage of passkeys as well as you will need passkeys to or can use passkeys to authenticate into our platform, and they will also be necessary to unlock the vault. Obviously, passwords still exist in a number of systems, especially with things like local Windows accounts and Active Directory. So we will still need the ability to rotate those. Passkeys obviously do not need to be rotated in principle. They just need to be stored, right? But the two different sort of concepts of that is that we'll have the ability to store a passkey in our vault, and then you'll be able to use a passkey to unlock the vault as well and log in. So hopefully that wasn't too complicated of an answer. I think Timothy asked another question again about IT glue. I guess save OTPs in the secure vault and then sync passwords to IT glue. So yes, with our building of the integration or the new connectors with IT glue and Hoodoo, we will be building that post-launch. The way that it'll work is we'll be the source of truth for the credential rotation, and then we'll do a password sync after that using an Azure cloud function, which will make it so that we don't have access to the encryption keys. And then we can maintain zero knowledge, even though IT Glue or Voodoo may not be. So that's how we're going to facilitate that. So you will be able to do that. Somebody asked about, are you able to perform elevation and self-serve password reset with Google Workspace in the new platform? So as you probably saw, we will be adding Google Workspace support out of the box. That will initially support things like pass rotation and just-in-time access, but we will open that up to being able to do, well, and also sort of the discovery of the identities in whichever type of identity they are, and the ability to rotate those credentials. But once we add the self-serve functionality to the new platform, that will also support Google Workspace. In terms of elevation, elevation is done on the endpoint. So we support Windows endpoints. We also have a Mac endpoint client that is being released in the near future as well. But I don't think that you actually, I mean, you can use a Google Workspace to account on that Windows endpoint and user elevation. But I think you might be talking about if we support like a Chromebook functionality, which not at this point, it doesn't really come into the elevation conversation, but it will for Windows or Mac, regardless of what identity you use, for that system or for your email.
And Lorne, yeah, that's right. You are on the list, and I'll actually be reaching out to you today on something slightly separately. We have something we'd like to sort of show you and maybe chat about how you might be able to help us with a little bit of research here as we launch out. Yeah, right here.
Answer, what else we got there?
Perfect.
All right, looks like what we got. Somebody was looking for the link for more information on the elevation request management and how it works. So one of the things we didn't mention was with the new platform, we will also have a new knowledge base article site that'll have all updated documentation on the new platform, which will include that, any information around elevation. However, if you did want to have more of a um, direct look at it, you're also welcome to book a meeting with us as well. We can kind of go into it a little bit more in depth.
Yep. Yeah, if you're an existing customer, reach out. You can hit up your account manager, hit myself up, and we'll get you set up there with a demo, and we can start digging into your needs there. So I just shot you my email address there, and we can get you set up.
And there was also a question from Dean around we have a company that has two Active Directory domains. The current system doesn't support that. Is that supporting Panthera? So the short answer is yes. Essentially, what we did is we rebuilt the whole functionality in terms of how 80 domains are supported. As and without getting too complicated, we set it up in sort of a parent and child organizational structure. So essentially, you can have a Active Directory domain set up to the parent organization and then have it shared by the child organization, or you can have it so that the parent and child have two separate Active Directory domains connected. So we've added that flexibility in there for you, depending on how your customers are structured with their 80 domains, whether they're sister companies, parent, child, etc. so that is supported. It definitely was a challenge to add the support, but that was one of the main objectives that we had in the new system as well.
Yes, similar multiple M365 tenants will be supported there as well. We're going to have well, there is an organizations tab there in the product that allows us to configure for multiple data sources from the same partner there. Which for some of you who I remember who have been with us for a while, this also solves for our parent-child build. So you will be able to nest organizations in there as well, running from different sources underneath the same organization. Um, and in terms of time frame for Panthera 2.0, with most of the post-launch editions, we're going to be continuously on a release cycle for the next 6 months at least. So you're going to see fast follow on a lot of features. Obviously, the connectors into Icy Glue and Hoodoo are going to be coming fast follow. Self-service and IDV are going to be coming fast follow as well. And we're going to see some updates to the UI and some updates to our functionality coming out with those releases as well. Um, in terms of an official timeline, I unfortunately I can't give you a date, but we're gonna be pumping out. We have a 2 week cycle, so we're gonna be releasing every 2 weeks something new, and then obviously we're gonna run QA cycles alongside that. So you're gonna see new features, new updates, new UI capabilities coming out every 2 weeks as we go forward from here.
Awesome. Well, it looks like the questions have died down here. Hopefully, we're able to give everybody the answers they were looking for. And if anybody wants
Chuck,
more,
so I saw that Charles, good shout out. No, no. So obviously we'd love to see you migrate across. We think Panthera is the future. However, we're not going to be stopping support on our current product at all. So if you're happy where you are, we're happy too. So again, reach out to us and we can chat. We're not going to stop supporting our current product. We just have something brand new that we think is a better security fit with a lot more flexibility and customization options there. But yeah, please do reach out. We'll chat to you about that as well.
all right. Well, that might be a good spot to wrap things up.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate you all turning out today and taking the time to sit down with us. Please feel free to reach out anytime. You guys have my email address there. You have your account representatives' email addresses there as well. We're happy to book you in for calls, talk to you about anything you'd like to talk about. And in the meantime, if you have any wish lists of things that you'd like the new platform to be doing for you guys, please send those through. We're always looking for insights on how we can make your lives easier. And the more information we get for you, the better product we build for you there. So please feel free to reach out for anything we can do to help you information-wise. And if you're looking for anything new and exciting that you think would be a good ad, let us know, and we'll get that over to our dev team there.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate
All
your
right. Cheers, guys.